You see, the essence of democracy, the essence of good governance, the essence of fair governance is when law and order are equal for everybody. This is how it is. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are powerful, whether you are not, whether you are part of the ruling party, whether you are not part of the ruling party. Law and order should be the same for everybody. This is the basic essence of good governance and democracy. You see, बाकी सब तो ठीक है, discrepancy in income, wedge between the rich and the poor, ये सब ठीक है. These are wrong, these are bad, but law and order should be the same for everybody. This is basically what the essence is. You see, what really happens is when you see that a person with power, a person with money and a person with influence treated differently to an ordinary person who has neither got power nor money nor influence, if they are treated differently by law and order, and when I say law and order, I mean judiciary, I mean the police, I mean the government, the governance. When they treat them differently, then there is nothing of democracy left. There is nothing of governance left. Then whatever else is just there. There is, the essence is gone, is what I wanted to say. Now, I am going to tell you a story of Kapil and Dheeraj Wadhawan. Kapil and Dheeraj Wadhawan are two brothers who are accused of committing financial fraud for more than 30,000 crores. They have been actually living a very luxurious life, according to a sting operation conducted by India TV. A camera of India TV shot them sitting in a parking lot of a hospital and sipping their coffee and eating their whatever food was got for them and talking over the phone, discussing their family business. 30,000 crore fraud. They're supposed to be in Taloja Jail, but they were in the parking lot of a hospital. Now, to give a little more detail about Mr. Kapil and Dheeraj Wadhawan, you see, they had defrauded a consortium of 17 banks to the tune of 34,610 crores. The case is being investigated by several agencies, including Central Bureau of Investigation, Enforcement Directorate, so on and so forth. Now, this visual that you are seeing is basically you are seeing that of India TV. Now, in this visual, you will notice that they are outside in a parking lot, and this is KEM's parking lot. And let me tell you, on 7th of August, Kapil Wadhawan left Taloja prison for KEM hospital in Mumbai, ostensibly for a mandatory medical examination. There, he was visiting hospital parking lot where he met family members and associates and also access to private cars. So, he actually went for medical checkup, and during the medical checkup, and while he went to the medical checkup, he could walk around in the parking lot, he could sit in private cars, he could sip coffee, he could eat food, and he could meet his family members, and everything was fine. And his people, the cops who were supposed to manage him, who were supposed to look after him, who were supposed to ensure that he doesn't move, were actually seen very much with him. No problem. Sipping coffee, absolutely fine. Now, I will give you July, Dheeraj Wadhawan was denied interim medical bail by special court, but was allowed treatment of heart condition at a private hospital. During this time, the prosecution opposed this bail plea, citing that previous instance where he was allegedly misused the bail to sell paintings in 2021. Now, the thing is, this is kind of a serial thing. Earlier on, he had applied for bail for citing heart condition, and the prosecution had opposed that bail. They had opposed that bail, saying that पिछली बार जब bail में लिया था ना, he had gone and sold paintings while he was on bail. So, what bail are we talking about here? So, it is not something new. It is not that the police didn't know. It is not that everybody was caught by surprise. He used to do this before, and he continues to do it. Now, there is another interesting story. See, in 2020, if you remember, during the lockdown, there was restriction in travel. Now, during that time, there was a Yes Bank scrutiny against these Vadwans. So, Vadwans with 20 people of his family, they travelled from Mumbai to Mahabaleshwar. And a level of Principal Secretary, Maharashtra Government, Ministry of Home, Mr. Amitabh Gupta, then had given a letter saying that, please allow them to travel. It was on his letter. And there was a furor in 2020. Furor against Amitabh Gupta. Uddhav Thackeray blamed Devendra Fadnavis. Devendra Fadnavis said, Minister kaun hai? Chief Minister kaun hai? Tum hai. What are you blaming me for? So that was a huge blame game going on in 2020. So the point that I am trying to make is, Devendra Fadnavis then had created a lot of noise. Didn't he, because he is the Home Minister too, didn't he realize that this is what is happening? See, Vadwan is not a small man that, kya hota hai, nahi malum hota hai. He is not a small man. If some of these things are happening, isn't there intelligence report that goes into the DCM's office? The DCM plus also the Home Minister's office saying that, bhaiya, dekho, aapke raj mein kya ho raha hai? Doesn't it happen? So that is kind of surprising. So this is something that, I wanted to get to your notice. See, the point is, there are people who have not got trials and who are languishing in jail. I know this is a very cliched discussion. I know that. But it's a fact all the same. There are people who do not get trials. There are people who are treated like worms in the jail. Because they don't have money nor they have influence. And if you have money and if you have influence, you can go for your medical checkup and roam around in the hospital corridor sipping coffee and munching snacks with your family members discussing business. This is the picture of real India. This is what is happening in our state, our cities and our country. I just wanted to get this to your notice. Till I see you next time.